What is going on, garden fans? Welcome back to the Permaculture Homestead. I am out at the project site today and want to do an impromptu, unscripted, uncut walkabout of the food forest out here. Hurricane Helene had just rocked through and we have some storm damage out here. A couple limbs of our trees have fallen down, but for the most part, this 7-year-old permaculture food forest in Gaston, South Carolina is doing really well and staying very resilient. Now, we're going to see a lot of things out here today blooming. The wild asters, you're going to see the wild goldenrod blooming. We allow these things to grow out here. This ends up being forage for the bees at this time of year. Now, it is October. You might think that there's nothing growing on out here, but I promise you, we're just getting started with our fall harvesting. We're also due for, here again, a big chop and drop. Once the wild asters and the goldenrod have been picked over by the bees, we're going to come out here and do a very large chop and drop. That's going to include chopping and dropping all the weeds, using that as mulch. We're going to be cutting down and pruning up a lot of the nitrogen fixing gummy berry out here shrubs to make space and to allow for more light in. Right now, this place is looking good. So yeah, we had some storm damage to some of our mayhaws. They all still look pretty good. It is fall, so a lot of the fall crops are coming on. Number one is going to be pomegranate, and all of our pomegranates are looking really good this year. These pomegranate trees are putting on big, thick fruits this year. We're going to have a big pomegranate harvest. This is the first year that I think every pomegranate we have out here is starting to set some fruit. So we got some fall fruits there on the pomegranate. We also have Japanese persimmon that is setting fruits. These should be ready in another month or so. And these are absolutely loaded down. I mean, they are so heavy. They are weighing this tree down right now. And here again, these are Japanese persimmon. These guys are sweet at about any time you pick them. This is not like the American persimmon that is a little bitter, a little tart, a little astringent. Our jujubes, the jujubes have all fruited and flowered by the end of the summer. More fall crops coming on are going to be pineapple guava. And we have quite a few pineapple guava shrubs out here. You're going to see that every single one of them is totally loaded down with fruit. So there's going to be a lot of pineapple guava out here this year, as there was last year. I really like pineapple guava. I like the evergreen shrub. It doesn't ever drop its leaves, so it ends up being a pretty good shrub species in the fall and winter as a windbreak. Here's another pomegranate I want to show you that is putting on fruit. Good amount of fruit here. This one's starting to darken up already too. Whoop, that's a dropper. I'll have to come back and get that. Yeah, all the pomegranate out here are putting on fruit. Pomegranate, persimmon, pineapple guava. Here's another pomegranate. And then our nut trees are all putting on fruit. Here's another pomegranate. Lots of pomegranate at this time of year. And here again, this is probably going to be the biggest pomegranate harvest we've gotten out of the food forest this year. Hazelnuts. These are ready. The leaf has dried up around the nut. These are ready to pick. And these hazelnuts are loaded. Once again, just tons of fruit. I still haven't found a really good way to process those nuts. I end up doing it by hand every year, and I know there's a better way to do it. Definitely need to find that as these trees continue to mature, get bigger, and produce more nuts year over year. I'm going to want to find a better way to harvest those. Here's another patch of hazelnut. And that also means that our Chinese chestnut here is also going to be dropping nuts. Yep, here we go. So Chinese chestnut is dropping its nuts this time of year too. I really do enjoy a good Chinese chestnut harvest. These are easy. Usually they just pop open. This protective spiky ball opens up, the nut falls out, and you can just easily come out here and harvest all the nuts off the ground, which is probably what I'm going to do here in just a moment. So everything else is kind of getting to a state of dormancy. Some of the summer weeds are taking over. Definitely got some English ivy that needs to come down. as we're coming into fall. Most of the elderberry have already been picked through and harvested. They're kind of going dormant as we're coming into October. Most of the fruit trees, plums, are dropping their leaves. Pears have already been harvested. They're starting to drop their leaves. Here's another pear tree over here that has already been harvested, starting to drop its leaves for fall. We're kind of coming into a dormant time of year. Let me get a step back, give you a good broad view of the whole place. Certainly with the storm, our water catchment system is just about filled to capacity. It's looking like we got 2 more jugs that need to go get filled up. I come up here to the education center and just give you a broad look at the whole place from edge to edge. So we've got the pond on the property next door. And as I pan across, what you're gonna see is a 7-year-old maturing food forest. The fruit trees, most of them are just about topping out, probably hitting their max height at 20 to 25 feet. The nut trees are really starting to hit their stride. This Chinese chestnut right here is gonna get much taller. I mean, we're talking 80, 90 feet tall. This is gonna be a focal point in the food forest. And right under it, you're gonna see the hazelnuts, pomegranate. We have a jujube right there, and then more hazelnut shrubs behind that. And then more pomegranate over here in the corner. So things are really starting to thicken up. The diversity is really what makes this place so strong. The fact that we're able to harvest something throughout the entire year is what makes this project continue to go. Diversity is our strength in this situation. There's also a built-in redundancy. If we ever have a failure of one crop, we don't have a failure of all the crops. Look at how huge that pomegranate is. My gosh. This has been a great year for some things, garden fans. And I will continue to keep you abreast of the situation as we go along. There are all types of wild birds living out here, mockingbirds, blue jays. I've seen cardinals out here. This has really become a habitat for Mother Nature, which is what I intended it to be in the end anyway. Some of the wild Chickasaw plums are still holding their leaves right now, but they'll be dropping at some point. Anyway, garden fans, I appreciate you coming out here for this this unscripted, unedited walk about the food forest. If you have any questions about permaculture in general or this site, by all means, leave them down below. As always, please like, share, and subscribe to help me out, since I am currently demonetized, as this content is extremely controversial. We appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching. God bless.